Hi guys, welcome to part 3 of rigging Bella. Or building Bella. I don't know what to call it. I'll think of something. So when we ended the last video, I actually didn't realize this has happened. Let's see. Yeah, so I just misplaced when we grouped, or not grouped, when we put all the different body parts in the composite, I didn't actually put the ear, the fleshy part of the ear in front, so now we fixed that. Yeah, so let's create some, maybe blink, perhaps, and different eye part, or I'll just do maybe like one of each. But what you actually want to do is create like for eyes and mouth, create actual like a full set of shapes that you want. I don't really do it for the hand as much because I never quite know what kind of hand I perfectly want until I actually get into the scene. But if you're actually building it for someone else, you want to do a variety of different hand shapes too. So Bella, let's extend the exposure. Let's go to the last frame and just hit F5 so it's visible across all the scene. Now, so before I do this, I always like to create a new drawing and just rough it out. So we have our eye like this. Yeah. Oops. Let's do slightly closed. Next one will be I actually didn't think about it a whole lot how she's gonna close her eyes, so that's something that you want to consider when you're actually designing it. Let's do this type of eye. Okay, and maybe a couple of special eyes, like maybe something like this. Do I want a wide eye? No. Let's just do those 5, I guess. Whoop. Let's just call it like that. Okay, I'm gonna rough out the mouth too. So when I built it, I started with the open mouth only because I wanted to see what colors I would need. But when you're building a character, you might want to start with the just smiling mouth like this. So I guess like she'll be like that. And then the next one might be like she's opening it slightly. Teeth and that exposed. Something like that. Next one could be like we can probably reuse this one, or maybe make it even bigger slightly. I mean, obviously you would want to keep the volume consistent. Right now I'm not doing a very good job. And maybe a bigger mouth. And I know teeth is here, down here somewhere, so it's gonna be like that. So when you're creating mouth shapes, you want pretty much like a meow shape. So it's like meow, and then you might want to start to go into O shape. Meow. Meow, and I forgot this. The smiling something like that. So this will be filled with the white. So she's just smiling with the teeth open. Meow. Oh, and then what else do we need? We need F sound. Right. You want, she's biting. Something like this. And with the tongue like this. And I think this is like usually this is all the shapes that I see for the build at work. But you might also want the th. But because of the way we built our character, her tongue is actually behind the teeth. So let's just leave this alone for now. This mouth shape, because I think when the tongue is coming out of her lips like this, or if we're working with like just giving kind of like a tongue out kind of pose, like this kind of thing, right? It's like then what I would do is I would probably just straight up make a new drawing that is outside of the build, and just place that tongue shape like outside of it. So we have a couple. Yeah. While we're roughing it out, we might as well just do a couple more. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what style I want. For her hand, but let's just keep it like this for now. Maybe you could do some thumbs up. And point. Point is always used quite a lot. Maybe in case if you want her arms to drop, maybe just default pose. Something like that. I won't. Maybe I'll just do one more drawing. Maybe if you're doing a walk cycle, you know, you might want some of these legs too. Oops, sorry. Yeah, just to give you an idea of what kind of shapes are generally needed, I'll just go over, you know, eyes, eyebrows. You might want the like opposite shape. Sometimes like I don't even do that. I just like actually flip that one. But sometimes it's useful to have actual like upside down drawing instead of flipping in the animation. Let's see. What if she's angry? Maybe something like that. But actually, maybe you would want to keep it like this. And maybe body shape too. Like, yeah, I'll do one body shape for sure. I also want to test out that dress pattern clipping properly. So if she's standing still like this, and her leaning the other way, so we get a bit of that arch. And later you could also get into like her hair maybe. Like actually drawing different hair part is the key to making your animation look hand drawn instead of just, you know, like doing this sort of bobbing up and down. Like you might actually want to have some of different shapes. Some subtle, but some extreme too. You know. But I'm not quite sure how her head would look like if maybe if, for example, if she was like falling down from somewhere, right? I think I drew something in the rough. Maybe something like that. Oh, and maybe we'll, oh, I mean it's the same principle, right? But on the like side view and the back view, I kind of decided to give her like a little cute ponytail. And if we look at like this rough drawing, let's look at the rough drawing a little bit here. You know, this type of body shape is really good at giving that hand-drawn feel. I mean, in that case, you probably need to have like several drawings, especially if you're just like running. And it's good to have different few poses so you can see what the build would actually need to get the effect you want, right? For example, if I ever want her dress to go up like this, right? Like we have a leg coming out of underneath, and we have this like a dark area. So in that case, we would actually need another drawing that goes underneath the dress and the legs to have that kind of effect going on. But that's generally, that's like a general shape that you might want to tackle. One thing I want to try is, okay, let's just do one drawing first. So let's do the eye. So select the eye, Alt B to get into drawing mode, but you don't want to change this original default eye. What you want to do is duplicate the drawing. So let's go to frame 2 and then we'll duplicate it. Alt D is the key I set to duplicate drawing, and I always like to move it aside, or maybe not in this case, you wouldn't, but I wouldn't, but I like to move it aside and then flip to check to see indeed it was duplicated. Right, if I like move the second drawing aside, you can see by number 2 here, and there's number 1. It's actually two different drawings. Sometimes you think you hit duplicate drawing, but you didn't, so you end up like working, like changing that number 1 drawing, and then you go back and it's like you messed up with the default drawing. Then you have to import one from the fresh build, and it's a mess. Like, so just always make sure before you work on create a new drawing, make sure it's duplicated. Now, so yeah, number 2. What we want is no, okay. I'm gonna change this to brush line. Maybe squash it a little bit. Okay, I can live with that. Let's do another one. Duplicate drawing, move it, check it to see if it's duplicated. This one we can probably draw it right on top. That's probably a lot cleaner way to build the parts, but I'm just not sure what style I want, so I'm just gonna going with the flow. See, I didn't duplicate there properly, so if I were to start messing it up, then I would have to come back and redraw this shape all over again. Alright, let's finish this up. I wasn't gonna do everything, but eyes are easy anyway, so. Checking volume. Sure. Let's turn off the yeah. Right, and we want the same on the other eye, so there's an easy way to do this. Let's go to the network here, select the eye, and we're gonna hit C for center on selection. Default is O, but I changed to C. So this is our eye 1, and we have eye 2 here. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna copy, paste special, always create drawings, create new column, and I'm gonna replace the new drawing, new element we created with the old one. Yeah, let's just make sure delete that one. Did that work? Did I mess something up with pupil here? And yeah, that goes like that. So even this eye effectively has all this drawing we just created. Okay, cool. So everything else is pretty much the same. I'll do the body and one mouth shape here to show how to name your elements. So let's do the body. So duplicate. I'm gonna move it over. There we go. Pencil line. Pencil line is useful when doing a long stretch of shape like this. So then you can always kind of massage it, make it beautiful. All right. I'm just gonna convert it to brush. I don't really like to deal with pencil line too much. There was one show that I was working at, and the original design used to be all brush line, and then somewhere down the production pipeline they decided it would be a good idea to change everything pencil line, and it's kind of annoying. So it's that guy. And you know, because we set it up this way, we can easily create different body type. without worrying about, you know, drawing all this every time, right? Maybe later you might want to create different type of the dress pattern, so it will bend like, it will bend more. Right now it's like bend that way, right? It's more like that, but sometimes maybe you want to duplicate that drawing and just make sure it's like bending the other way. But that depends on the scene. Okay. I'll do one hand and one mouth and call it a day. Duplicate. Yes. Yeah, it's quite nice. And mouth. Duplicate. For the closed mouth, just do that. Oops. Yes. Okay. I usually don't draw fat mouth, like fat lips like this, so I'm not used to checking volume of the lips. Okay. Okay. Usually when all the body parts go, I don't know, studios don't really tend to rename the hand or feet other parts that much. Same with the eyes, but when it comes to mouth, it's always named properly, so it will, if you just scroll through, it will have that nice, like this meow sort of pattern going on. So it'll be very quick. Animator will know exactly what to expect and where to hit that exact mouth, so the lip sync will be a lot faster. Let's see if we can rename it. I know we can rename it Control D and rename it that way. But from what I understand, the designers and builders, they use the X sheet, which I'd never use. But let's see if this might be easier to see. So if you open X sheet, and it just shows all the different elements that is available here. And because all the lips, teeth, upper teeth, lower, and tongue, there's all same element. They're all like this. So in the rough drawing, let me just go over the like a rough naming scheme for the mouth. So for example, this will be usually things like this is HA1, HA2, HA3, H4, and so on. I don't think you need to do like 0, 1, 0, 2 because Toon knows like 6 comes in front of like 17, even though 17 has 1 in front of it. Yeah, I think even if you get into double digits, the Toon will sort it accordingly. So something like that. HA for happy, and then you want like another whole different set for like sad mouth. And that's usually all you need. Happy mouth and sad mouth. So for our purposes, let's name it Control D HA1, and then next one we'll call it Control D and HA2, something like that. And once you rename it, Toon will automatically rearrange all your elements alphabetically and numerically. So that's how you set up. And things like, you know, hand, if you want the hand to be in a certain order, like let's say you animate a hand like gradually opening, then like you might want to rename that too accordingly. I think that's all I wanted to show you for this. I think we're ready to animate next. So we're done building Bella here. And as I mentioned in the first video, I will make this particular file available, so you can, you know, decide to clean it up or draw more parts. Yeah, just try it out yourself. And my hope is that you'll actually build one on your own from scratch, using your own design. But looking at the file is definitely good to have, good reference. Also, what I would love to see is if you end up using this for animation, I'd love to see some tests that you've done and maybe upload it and put it to like video response or something, and I could maybe even comment on it. Yeah, so that's that. Thank you for everyone for watching again. If you found this video to be helpful, then please like, subscribe, and share so your friends can watch it too. Please let me know if I need to clarify anything. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Thank you. See you next time.